Hi Tarot friends, it's Jade here at Tarot Your Truth. If this is your first time visiting me, welcome. If you're a return viewer, welcome back. I really appreciate all the lovely comments and encouragement from the community. I really appreciate it. Yesterday I was binge watching TarotTube because I was painting my daughter's room over the last couple of days actually, and one of the videos I saw was by Amethyst's Ascension. Rochelle was going back through a series that she had started. This was the first video in the series that I had seen, where she's going through each of the cards. For particular, I think she was just doing aces of cups, and just going through, showing the different cards, and also reading through the different books like Holistic Tarot and Kitchen Table Tarot. I think were two of the ones that she'd used, and that reminded me two things. One is the reason I started this channel, which is to I guess document my journey with tarot, and then secondly, well, it is just that actually. It's documenting my journey, and I realized when I watched Rochelle that I hadn't been documenting any of that. So if you've watched a previous video of mine, I showed you my journals. I'll just move these out of the way. This is one of them. And I talked about what I do with them and how I've been doing some of my studies. You can see here that I have this book tapped by different Trump suit, I guess. And what I had done for each card was go through and write down the description, maybe not all of it because some of the descriptions are quite lengthy, for all of my different decks, so that they're all together in one place, and it makes it easier for me to reference, and also to, if I'm looking for a different perspective on something, then it's easier to see. So that was the first thing. Not finished. I mean, I've been getting decks in, and I've not carried on with that. I'm not sure that I will. I think going forward, I'll probably just continue working with this, and then just looking at the specific book that came with the deck. But in any case, one of the things that I did want to do is continue with this series, and in a similar way to Rochelle at Amethyst Ascension, is I'm just going to go through, show all of the cards of the same denomination, I guess, and then share what the different books say. So that is one of the things that I talked about in my video about journaling that I do, and I just realized that I hadn't actually filmed any of these, so I thought I would do that. This is the Fool that everyone, of course, knows from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And let's see, in terms of this one, I think I mentioned before, this came with a little pamphlet, and it was pretty useless, but in any case, what it said was, the Fool's meaning was folly, moxie, extravagance, intoxication, delirium, frenzy. The Kitchen Table Tarot book gives a bit longer of a description, which is walking along, exploring and curious, and learning after walking into that wall. The fall can't be that far. After all, after he falls, he'll stand up and grin. The flower in his hand is blooming, indicating growth. The fool is the only person the king would listen to, because he has no agenda, is guileless, honest, and happy. He's the one that told the emperor that he was naked. When you see him, it's time to jump. So that is the RWS. This is the card from the Gilded Tarot, which is very much the same. Here is the Morgan Greer. Now the Morgan Greer says, one who is enthusiastic but inattentive to details, immature and carefree, yet pure of heart. So it's very similar to the RWS. It does bring in that immaturity piece a little bit more, and pays less attention to the intoxication or the folly. Here's the Fool from the Vice Versa Tarot. And what this one says is, so for the front, it says, profound irrational connection. Close your eyes to see beyond the appearances. Painful but needed lessons. And if we look at its opposite side, the shadow side, what this says is instinctive and pure forces that push for change. Announcement of small and large revelation. I'll move these ones out of the way. We have the Game of Thrones Fool. So if anyone watches Game of Thrones, then you'll know this is Tyrion Lannister. He's one of my favorite characters in that show. And what this says is risk, innocence, opportunity, beginnings, youth, impetuousness. As number 0, he stands outside the sequence of major arcana cards. Tyrion is the outsider, despised by all. An adventurer, opportunity, new phase, or perspective beckons. There's an air of spontaneity and optimism as you follow your dream in the spirit of freedom. Take a breath before you begin and calculate the risks before you take that leap of faith. So again, very similar. Sorry, I'm going to try to adjust this so it doesn't keep shifting. Okay. So very similar so far. We have the Tarot Muha. Beginnings, openness, optimism, trust, innocence, the perfect soul. The Fool is the soul who travels the human lifetime seeking knowledge, understanding, and beauty. She has no expectations, only the willingness to live fully in the flow of life's experiences. Follow your instincts. You're always following your instincts. You're always where you need to be. I love this card, or this deck rather. Here's the Dark Mansion Tarot. The Dark Mansion was an indie deck from Baba Studios, and it does not come with a guidebook, so it just follows the RWS. But here very much you can see the folly, the innocence, the happiness, just jumping across or about to walk off that cliff with the dog holding him back. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot. And this one says, sometimes you have to take a leap of faith, embrace the unknown. You've been hesitating at the precipice of a big decision, afraid to make the kind of choice that could change your whole life forever, or even of making a smaller choice that could shake things up. The Fool reminds us that after a while, you have to stop considering all possible options and just do it. If the adventure doesn't work out the way you want it, you will almost certainly learn and grow from the experience. So again, very similar. And Nicoletta Ciccoli deck. March to the beat of your own drum. No one can guide you better than your own heart. Individuality, beginnings, soul progress. Here's the Tarot de la Nuit. Now is the time to set new goals and start fresh. Take advantage of all opportunities. Trust the universe and be enthusiastic, but don't be too naive or unrealistic. Believe in yourself and follow your heart. So you can see they're all along the same sort of variations. Here's the Mystic Fairy Fool. In the Fool's Garden, you are surrounded by enchanting choices that will vanish if you become distracted by analysis. This is not a time to make lists of pros and cons. Rather, it is time to take childlike faith in the yearnings of your heart and follow your dreams. So take that leap, jump off that cliff. The Shadowscapes Tarot, which I trimmed. New beginnings and adventures, pleasures and passion. She rushes ahead, thoughtless and rash, doing before thinking, obeying instincts. There are unlimited possibilities opening up for the seeker. I adore this deck. Oh, she has a sun on her. Maybe a tattoo on her foot. This is the Crow tattoo. Innocence, beginnings, free spirit, faith, adventure. Element of air. The card asks you to have faith in the universe and to live fearlessly. You will come through the storm. If you allow hope to replace fear, imagine the adventures you have waiting. Have faith. On the more shadow side of things, assess whether or not you are pushing belief past its limits. Your higher self is warning you that, although the universe has your back, it is not an open invitation to make foolish or adverse decisions that could have a severe and negative impact on your future. This is the Joie de Vivre Tarot. Spontaneity, beginning, freedom, curiosity, intuition. Trust your inner voice to guide you to travel the road that is best for you. Operate from the essence of your true self and use your energy wisely. Look beyond the horizon for opportunities. See the world with new eyes. Be inspired and follow the magic that life has to offer. On the more shadow side, recklessness, resistance towards new beginnings, unwise choices made by impulse alone. Here's my love, the Hidden Realms. The Fool marks a new beginning. You are surrounded by potential, and until you pick one path, all possibilities remain open. This is an opportunity to make a fresh start, to make the best choice. Listen to your heart. Some choices are best made with the mind, plotting out a path and making a sound plan. Thinking ahead has its place, but that place is not here, not now. In this moment, you have the chance to let your heart, which has a wisdom your mind does not, set the course for your next phase. Be open and listen. As you hone in on your heart's desire, sorry, I can't read my writing. As you hone in on your heart's desire, the path will come clear. Have faith, born of a certain heart. Bolster that with courage, but waste no time, no concerns for the future. Now take that step you know you want and need to take. This is the Wildwood Tarot, which I have modified and trimmed. And here the Fool is called the Wanderer. You have come to a juncture or turning point in your life. It may be an unconscious state in which you feel the tide has turned or sense something is going to happen. In a way, it already has. Your spirit must move on, and the desire to leap into the unknown beckons. This may mean leaving behind or giving up some baggage or burden that you have carried with you from the past. Now is the time to be clear and not let fear of falling or sad disillusionment with the universe hold you back. Let your imagination carry you into a new set of possibilities. It is time to travel, hopefully, and open arms to new and challenging aspects of the universe. So although the Wildwood does have its own system, the Fool has a different journey, it's still very much the same meaning for this character. So I won't read any more of the descriptions, but I'll just show the cards. This is the Crystal Visions, the Wild Unknown, the Deviant Moon, Mystical Manga. Sorry, I'm trying not to drop things here. Mystic Mondays, Santa Muerte, the little skulls, the Fountain Tarot, the New Mythic, I'm dropping them all, Dame Darcy, Prisma Visions, the Witch's Tarot. I like that one, the dog is just sitting there. The Mermaid Tarot, Revelations. So again, this one you can read from the center up. That's the upright meaning, and if you're looking for the shadow side, you look at the side. Okay, and then, so that's the more contemporary ones. If we look at Marseille style, Le Mat, which I believe means crazy person. Tattoo Tarot. So he's not about to jump off, but he's just kind of sitting there contemplating. The Minchiari deck. The Ancient Italian. Il Matto, the crazy person, the wild man. And the Visconti Sforza. So these older decks show, some of them show crazy person, some of them show, someone like this who's sort of half undressed, half naked, clothes torn, feathers in the hair. But as you can see, that although they all have slightly different nuances. They're still all very much about, sorry, they're still all very much about trying something new, hopefully not being too, don't be obstructed by analysis paralysis. When that card comes up, it's not time to sit and analyze and make 55 plans and 55 backup plans. It's just jump and do it. But at the same time, do be careful that you aren't doing something foolish. Anyway, so that is it for today, and I hope to be back soonish for the Magician. Until next time, my friends, tarot your truth.